Today, I'm going to share with you a technique to manage, or better yet, lower anxiety. Pretty much everybody is experiencing anxiety these days, some more than others. And this can be very detrimental to our brain health to experience prolonged periods of anxiety because, as we know, anxiety equals stress, and stress equals rise in cortisol and a suppressing of a lot of other bodily functions. And we really want to bring our bodies into a state of rest and restore and homeostasis as often as possible. And the more tools that we have in our toolbox, the better. So this is a technique that in just a moment I will lead you through. And it involves first kind of tuning into where do you feel anxiety in your body? For me, it's right here. Definitely in the center of my chest. Sometimes feels like a weight, sometimes it's like contraction, but it's right here. Some people, they feel it more in their bellies. Some people, it could be anywhere. So it doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong. It's just about knowing where it is for you. And then we are going to bring in a visualization. So I'm actually going to have you visualize a sphere, spinning sphere of really tight energy. And then we're going to work with that. If visualization is hard for you, you can also just kind of imagine the feeling of what I'm describing as well. Honestly, I'm not the best visualizer, but I'm able to kind of like create a felt sense of something that I'm trying to visualize. So if that makes sense to you, I don't want any frustration here. This is really all about giving you a tool. So there's lots of room for whatever you need. Okay, so just come to a seated wherever you are. And one thing that's important about this exercise is it's it's a great thing to utilize when you're actually like really in the moment of experiencing anxiety. You're really feeling that tightness or whatever it is that you feel. Your mind is, going crazy, and you're under distress. So we want to actually meet that same level of distress and then start to lower it. Okay, so there is going to be a moment where we are actually going to kind of like intensify that even just a little bit, just to really get a hold of it so that we can start to consciously manage that. Okay, so um, if you're not anxious at the moment, you can maybe bring to mind something that does give you anxiety and kind of just start to cultivate that in your body for a moment. So let's all close our eyes. And whether you have something currently causing you anxiety or if you need to bring something to mind, I want you to take a moment and find that place in your body where anxiety presents itself viscerally, or as they say, somatically in the body. And then really kind of take a moment to notice what that feels like. Is it tightness? Is it constriction, contraction? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it sharp? Is there a color? Is there a temperature? Whatever you can do to kind of get intimate and real familiar with the physical experience of anxiety in your body. And now I want you to go to that place, and I want you to imagine a sphere. It could be a ball of any kind. It can be whatever color feels right for you to really kind of represent anxiety, tension, stress. It could be smooth, it could be sharp, it could be little, it could be bigger. Visualize how anxiety presents itself in a ball form for you. And now I want you to start imagining that ball spinning. whichever direction feels natural for it to be spinning in, to be kind of like really creating a sense of anxiety. And let it start to intensify. So whatever thoughts, whatever it is that you know kind of create and fill and feed that energy, go ahead and kind of let them flow for a moment. Let it build up. And now really feel the body starting to kind of like tense around that. Muscles, joints, kind of everything really drawing in as you sense that ball, that energy getting stronger, maybe moving a little faster. Maybe it's pulling things inward even more because it's so contracting and so strong. If it helps to make fists or clench your toes or squeeze the muscles in your face, you can do that as well. Let this build. And now we're going to start to manage it and lower it and neutralize its effect. So stay connected to that visualization and that felt sense. And now just softly start to relax some of your muscles around that area. And notice that ball now, that sphere, spinning a little bit slower. The color might be changing slightly. It might be changing size. And now start to let the breath deepen and get a little bit fuller as that ball continues to slow down in its spinning. And you start to really feel it loosening up. So it's not as tight. There's a sense of kind of expansion within that sphere. Maybe it's like a ball of twine starting to loosen up, or a sphere that's maybe some cracks are coming into it as it starts to open up slightly as it slows down. And now relax your muscles even a little bit more around your shoulders, your face, your chest, your belly. Continue to see and feel that sphere loosening up, slowing down, expanding. If you want, you can even start to imagine that it's coming to a halt and then actually changing directions very slowly. That sphere is starting to rotate in the opposite direction that it was. It's not moving fast, it's just continuing at a slow pace with a sense of expansion and softening and lightness and calm. And that really starts to permeate your body. It starts to move into each and every cell of the body. Your breath continues to flow in and out slowly and fully. And that's what helps cultivate the spinning in the other direction as you're slow breathing. And whatever feels natural here, maybe it continues to move slowly in one direction, maybe it starts to come back to a halt. Whatever gives you more peace, but definitely continuing to cultivate a sense of expansion in your body and maybe in your mind too. Relax the body a little bit more. Feel the breath flowing in through the nose. It's kind of cool as it enters the body, filling up the lungs, very low into the lungs. And then you feel it flow out. It's a little bit warmer, the air. And you just continue breathing nice and slowly. Is there any remaining tension in your body? If there is, relax it. Sometimes it hides in the jaw or in the neck, in the forehead. And just take as many breaths as you want. Stay here as long as you want. This is a great lead in for a meditation practice, which, by the way, can just be breathing. Could be sitting here and breathing for 10 more rounds or 20 more rounds, and that can be your meditation practice. Or you can, when you're ready, open your eyes, letting the images slowly come to you. And try and stay connected to this feeling and practice this more and more. The more that you practice using a skill or using a tool, the better you get at it. And then you start to create like a cellular memory in your body that becomes more and more effective every time you use it. So this can be your anxiety ball exercise that you do when you are under duress, and you can teach it to your friends or your kids or your grandkids, and work towards creating more peace, more homeostasis, and whatever you need anytime you need it.